There were no guests, no staff, just him cooking dinner for her. They laughed, they talked, and for the first time, he looked at her without the walls of pride. But suddenly, the restaurant's water pipe burst, spraying water everywhere like a gentle indoor rain. She gasped, laughing, soaked from head to toe. Gu Min walked toward her slowly, his hair dripping, eyes soft and full of emotion. "Can I kiss you?" he asked quietly. Her smile trembled. "You do." And he kissed her, a moment of pure love in the chaos, as if the universe itself celebrated their hearts finally meeting. First, we're getting into this video. Subscribe, like, click, the bell icon, stay connected. Let's begin. Amid the glittering halls of King the Land Hotel, an inheritance war was tearing the Gu family apart. Mr. Gu Min, the charming but proud heir, had returned from abroad to prove himself worthy of his father's empire. He was sharp, handsome, and confident, but also cold and distant. Among the employees of the hotel stood Cheong Sa Rang, a hardworking young woman known for her bright smile. Her warmth lit up every corner of the hotel, but to Gu Min, that smile was unbearable. He couldn't understand how someone could smile so effortlessly in a world filled with lies and competition. Yet, that same smile haunted him. Their paths constantly crossed in meetings, events, and unexpected encounters. One evening, after a long day filled with tension, Gu Min stopped her near the lobby and said softly, "I want to talk to you. Will you meet me after work?" She blinked in surprise, then nodded, smiling that same irresistible smile. Okay. That night marked the beginning of something unspoken. Conversations that stretched beyond work, silent glances that carried more meaning than words. A few weeks later, Sa Rang was assigned by the hotel to travel deep into the mountains of Korea to secure a partnership for the nation's most prestigious award, the Gimsang Honor. It was a chance of a lifetime. But fate had other plans. As night fell, a sudden snowstorm struck. Her car broke down, her phone's signal died, and she was stranded, lost in the freezing wilderness. When the news reached Gu Min, panic flooded him. Without hesitation, he ordered the company helicopter and flew out himself. Hours later, he found her cold, trembling, and exhausted. "Don't worry," he whispered, wrapping his coat around her. "You'll be fine, I'm here now." Tears filled her eyes. She hugged him tightly. "Thank you, I thought I'd die alone here." He didn't say anything, but in that moment, he realized how much she truly meant to him. Days passed. She recovered, and a week later, he invited her to his private restaurant, a quiet, candlelit space he had opened just for her. There were no guests, no staff, just him cooking dinner for her. They laughed, they talked, and for the first time, he looked at her without the walls of pride. But suddenly, the restaurant's water pipe burst, spraying water everywhere like a gentle indoor rain. She gasped, laughing, soaked from head to toe. Gu Min walked toward her slowly, his hair dripping, eyes soft and full of emotion. "Can I kiss you?" he asked quietly. Her smile trembled. "You do." And he kissed her, a moment of pure love in the chaos, as if the universe itself celebrated their hearts finally meeting. Their relationship blossomed in secret, but the world soon found out. News of Chairman Gu's son dating a hotel employee spread like wildfire. At first, they were accused, insulted, and questioned. Later, they discovered the truth. Vice Chairwoman Gu Hwa Ran, his ambitious sister, had leaked the story to ruin them both. When the chairman found out, his fury shook the company. He stripped Hwa Ran of her power and announced, "From this day, Mr. Gu Min will be the new chairman of King Group." Amid applause and flashing cameras, Gu Min looked at Sa Rang, his smile softer than ever before. Months later, under a sky filled with fireworks, Gu Min and Cheong Sa Rang stood hand in hand at the King the Land Hotel, where everything had begun. "From the moment I saw your smile," he said, "I knew my life would never be the same." And as the crowd cheered, they sealed their forever. It had been 6 months since Gu Min became the chairman of King Group. And his marriage with Cheong Sa Rang had become the talk of the nation. They were Korea's favorite love story, the charming heir who found love in the heart of an employee. But behind the perfect smiles lay storms waiting to rise again as Gu Won adjusted to his new role. Whispers filled the company halls. Some executives doubted him, others resented him. And one of them, HWA Ran, his older sister who had been stripped of power, was quietly plotting her return. She smiled bitterly as she read a newspaper headline. Chairman Gu Won and his wife Sa Rang to expand King the Land globally. Her voice was calm but sharp. Meanwhile, Gu Won and Sa Rang were struggling to find time for each other. Board meetings, international projects, interviews, everything pulled him away. One night, Sa Rang sat alone at their penthouse balcony, watching the city lights below. She whispered, "You promised we'd always find time for each other." Just then, her phone buzzed, a message from him. "I'll be late again, don't wait up." Her eyes dimmed. The man who once rescued her
Give
from
me
a
a
mountain.
reason. I never think about you. 허세와는 다른 내가 어색해도 it's not easy. Love is so fast. I don't know how to let go. 그게 너라면 난 기꺼이 바랄게. You'll be with me. Where are you now? I miss you bad.
Said, tears streaming down. But now I don't know what to believe. She left quietly, returning to her small apartment from her old days, the same one where her dreams had begun. Days passed in silence. Gu Won tried everything, clearing his name, proving the truth, protecting her from the chaos. Until one night, he found her at their old restaurant, the one where he had cooked dinner under the broken water pipe. The lights were dim. Rain poured outside, echoing their memories. He approached slowly. "I told you once, your smile changed my world." "And now," she whispered, "now it's the only thing keeping me alive." Tears filled her eyes as he placed a small velvet box on the table. Inside was a silver ring, simple but elegant. "This isn't just a ring," he said softly. "It's my promise that no lie, no power, no family war will ever come between us again." She looked at him, broken yet hopeful. "Then prove it, not as the chairman, but as the man who once flew across a mountain for me." He smiled faintly. Challenge accepted. Ojder, they uncovered the truth, evidence that HWA Ran's assistant had leaked the fake scandal. When the board discovered her betrayal, HWA Ran's downfall became permanent. In front of the entire company, Gu Won made a heartfelt speech. "A kingdom built on greed falls apart, but a kingdom built on love stands forever." He stepped down temporarily, handing Sa Rang the project she had once dreamed of leading, King the Land Global. As she stood on stage, she smiled at him, the same way she did years ago. He mouthed from the crowd, "You're my King the Land." A year later, Gu Won and Sa Rang returned to the same mountain where they first met, now building a small luxury resort together, surrounded by snow and peace. He looked at her, holding her hand. "Do you remember what you said back then? That I thought I'd die alone. And now?" She smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "Now, I know I'll never be alone again." Snow fell gently around them, like blessings from the heavens. If he thinks love will protect him in business, he's wrong. The snow that once trapped them in the mountains now surrounded a glass-walled resort, King the Land Mountain Retreat. Inside, laughter filled the air. Cheong Sa Rang was running after a little boy, her and Gu Won's son, Gu Min Joon, a bright-eyed 4-year-old with his father's charm and his mother's smile. Appa, look, I made a snow heart." Gu Won, now more mature but just as charming, looked up from his laptop and smiled. "A snow heart, that's my son melting hearts already." Sa Rang laughed softly, her eyes shining with love. Life seemed perfect until the past came knocking again. News spread across the business world. Gu Hwa Ran, Gu Won's sister, had returned from the United States. Rumor had it she was working with a rival company, and her target was King the Land Mountain Retreat. Sa Rang sensed the tension the moment Gu Won received the call. "She wants to buy out the land near our resort," he said quietly. "To block our expansion." "Exactly." But Sa Rang, stronger than before, smiled. Days later, a news outlet released a shocking article. King the Land chairman used family funds for personal resort project. The article accused Gu Won of corruption, a complete fabrication. Within hours, investors panicked and stock prices fell. HWA Ran appeared on TV, pretending to be concerned. It's sad to see the company's name dragged down by personal interests. Gu Won clenched his jaw. "She's not after my company anymore," he said bitterly. "She's after my family." That night, Sa Rang found him sitting alone in their garden, shoulders heavy with guilt. She knelt beside him, taking his hand. "You once told me love builds a kingdom. Then let's rebuild ours together." Her voice, calm and full of faith, reminded him of who he was, not just a chairman, but the man who once crossed mountains for love. With Sa Rang's encouragement, Gu Won gathered evidence, board members, and employees who believed in him. At the next King Group conference, he stood tall and fearless. "Love is not a weakness," he said, his voice echoing through the hall. "It's the reason this company still stands. My family, my wife, she is the heart of this empire." He played a video exposing HWA Ran's secret deals with rival corporations. Gasps filled the room. Her empire of lies collapsed within minutes. Security escorted her out, and as she passed him, Gu Won simply said, "You taught me how to fight. Thank you for that." Weeks later, peace returned. King the Land Mountain Retreat became Korea's top destination, a symbol of luxury and love. Sa Rang managed the resort, while Gu Won focused on global expansion. One evening, the entire family gathered on the mountain terrace, watching the sunset. Little Min Joon tugged at Gu Won's sleeve. "Appa, are you and Mama happy?" Gu Won smiled. "More than you'll ever know." He turned to Sa Rang and took her hand. "I fell in love with your smile," he whispered. "And I stayed because you taught me how to use mine." The story came full circle. An older Gu Won and Sa Rang walked through the lobby of King the Land Hotel, now run by their grown son, Gu Min Joon, the new CEO. They paused in front of a framed photo, their first ever picture together, from the day of the Gimsang Award expedition. Sa Rang smiled. "From mountains to kingdoms, we did it." Gu Won leaned close, whispering, "We didn't build an empire, Sa Rang. We built forever." They walked hand in hand as the camera panned up, capturing the hotel's golden logo glittering under the sunrise, a symbol of love that truly conquered all. "Then we'll fight, not with anger but with grace." The grand ballroom of King the Heart Resort glittered with soft lights and laughter. It wasn't just an opening ceremony. It was a celebration of legacy, love, and family. At the center stood Gu Min Joon and Ha Eun, hand in hand, surrounded by guests who cheered for the couple who had turned dreams into destiny. On the first row sat Gu Won and Cheong Sa Rang, their eyes full of pride and tenderness. Time had added silver to their hair, but not a single wrinkle could hide their love. As the music played softly, Min Joon raised his glass. "Everything I am, everything this empire stands for, began with two people who believed love could change the world. Appa, Amma, this is for you." Gu Won looked at Sa Rang. Their fingers intertwined like they always did, naturally, wordlessly. "I fell in love with your smile," he whispered, the same words he'd said years ago. "And I stayed because you taught me how to use mine." Tears shimmered in Sa Rang's eyes. "And together," she replied, voice trembling with joy, "we taught our son to smile too." The crowd clapped as the lights dimmed. Min Joon led Ha Eun to the celebration ended, but the night was still young. On the terrace overlooking the sea, Gu Min and Sa Rang sat side by side, watching fireworks reflect on the waves, just as they once did decades ago when their story began. "We've built a kingdom," Sa Rang said softly. "Not of gold," Gu Min replied, smiling, "but of love." A small laugh escaped her lips. "Do you think our story will be remembered?" He turned to her, eyes full of devotion. "It doesn't matter if the world remembers, Sa Rang, as long as you do." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "I'll remember, in every sunrise, every smile, every heartbeat." Above them, fireworks painted the sky in colors of red and gold, the colors of King the Land. Below, the ocean whispered, carrying their story into eternity. An old photo hung in the main lobby of King the Heart Resort. A young man and woman standing in the snow, Gu Min and Cheong Sa Rang, smiling like the world belonged to them. A plaque beneath it read, "Love built this kingdom. May every guest who walks through these doors find theirs too." Outside, children laughed in the gardens. Inside, the legacy of love lived on in every smile, every heart, and every sunrise that touched King the Land. Some stories end with a goodbye. Ours ends with a forever.